evening, everybody. So yesterday we have been going through the coordinate values of the figure shown in the present slide. Yesterday we have discussed about using absolute coordinate system and relative coordinate system. Relative is also known as incremental coordinate system. Here, most of people only absolute coordinate system, as all the coordinates are expressed with respect to origin O. So there are possibility of committing mistakes in specifying the coordinates. If we go for incremental coordinate system, that if at all you commit an error, a mistake, suppose let us say that the coordinate values of point B are wrong. So what happens to B in incremental coordinate system? In that case, C also will go wrong. Successively, D, E, F, the successive coordinates will be going wrong. That means this coordinate is specified with an error. All the succeeding coordinates will be erratic. So, incremental coordinate system is, so you have to keep that in mind before switching over to incremental coordinate system in programming. Okay. So let us go to the next slide. Here I have summarized the previous slide, the figure shown in the previous, and here I have shown you the values of coordinate system and polar coordinate. And yesterday we have discussed about this. So next slide. Here we must remember that the angle between the considered line and positive action clockwise direction only must be specified. That means if you wanted to specify the OP, then you have to measure the angle from positive x-axis to OB in counterclockwise direction only, and that angle is positive. If you specify the angle of XOB becomes 210 degrees, but and some of the machining centers will add only positive values of the angle, and some others they will add in angle also. And acceptance of the angle in positive or negative directions is dependent values fed to the parameters of the PMC. So, as and when we start operating machine, depending on the execution of the programs done by us, we will successively come to know what value accepted by the machine and what are not. So we just don't the angles of OA, OB, OD with reference to positive x-axis in this slide. Then we'll switch on. If anybody has any doubts, please.
Don't message in the chat box, so the star can't see the chat in class. If you have any doubts, you can ask in them. Like recording this class for the YouTube because it will disturb the video sequence. Okay. Either do you have any doubts? You have turned up your mic.
And another thing is, if everybody maintain a rough book and a pen, and you just further and just note down the points that you are asking, so at the end of the class I can clarify. Okay. Anyhow, the slides will be available to you afterwards, and you can go revise them.
Yes, sir. You can carry on.
Right. So we will go to the next slide. What happens? We have to keep a few points in mind while the program. And those are, whenever we need to do a part program in activate the polar coordinate system by G15. Of course, I have not given you the list. I shall give you afterwards. G15 stands for putting on polar coordinate system in the mission. But as soon as we come work with this polar coordinate system, we have to get the polar coordinate system using G16 command. Otherwise, polar coordinate system will be remaining in the memory, and put mission and come the next day. If you start operating the mission, it will move polar coordinate systems only. Whereas your expectations will be different, Cartesian coordinate system. So you have to take care of that. So the default coordinate system in the mission controller will be always Cartesian system. Cartesian coordinate system is the default coordinate system existing in the mission, in the memory of the, okay? So at the end point is here. Another point is the end point of the previous geometric segment, the start point of the present segment. For example, let us get back to the slides previously. Here you see OA is start point and A is the end point. And for AB, A is the end point of the first line and the start point of the second line. Similarly, B is the start point of the second line and start the third line. That means the end point of the previous line of an arc, even if it is an arc, the end point of the previous geometry, start point of the next segment. Just remember that. So next slide. Here, these CNC machines will be having adapters. Tool compensation definitions for tool designation. T dash dash, like T01, T02, up to maximum number, depending on the number of tools accommodated in the magazine. Suppose let us assume that 40 tools are accommodated by the machine. So you will be having T1, T2, T2, T40. And all these will be having tool pods. Each type will be inserted in each pocket. For example, you require sizes like 5, 10, 15, and 20. So if you keep 5 mm drill in tool number 2, T2, then 5 mm drill, you will call that drill by T2. That's all. Whenever you give a command T2, 5 mm drill will come in view. And all other things will be in the remaining in the parts of magazine. So as soon as work with the tool number 2 has been completed, that is 5 mm drill is completed, then it will be returned back to the tool position. So these tools will be having tapered diameters, which will be getting located in the spill for precise location. That means the out of the cutting tool and face out of the cutting tool will be 0 with reference to the spindle axis. So the portion of this particular thing, this is called pull stud. That pull stud is a different item screwed into the tool adapter. These tool adapters will be of various tapers like ISO 40 or ISO 50. ISO 40, yes? Chapane? Somebody was asking a question.
No, sir, that was audio meet. Thank you.
Okay, right. So the machines will be of various sizes, small, medium machines, and very large machine. The spindle taper will be ISO 40 or ISO 50. And this particular area, this color appearing here now, this is, there will be one V groove here, and there will be 2 fingers in the tool changing arm, which will be getting inserted into this V groove, and the tool will be taken out of the spindle and kept back into the tool magazine or some other tool, whichever we call, will up. from the magazine and insert it into the spindle. Just all these things will happen. The fingers of the tool changing arm get inserted into this. What happens? At the major diameter of the tap, there is an imaginary plane called the gauge plane. So the length of the distance between the tip of the tool here, some here, and the gauge plane will be the tool length. And tool length is millimeters, and that will be entered into the H, geometry H parameter, tabular form of the tool also exists. That will be available in the machine. And as soon as you mount the tool into the length of the tool from gauge plane, enter into the H column of against that particular tool. Okay. Similarly, the cutter diameter is measured to D column of that particular tool number. So when you call on this particular tool by its number, the length of particular tool and the diameter of this particular tool are recalled by the programmable machine control P, and all the movements are executed, all the cutting actions and everything will be executed by keeping these two values in mind. Okay, just to go through this figure, I shall show you the tabular form again. Okay, so next slide. Here, the tool number is 1, 2, 3 or something. There will be 400 as far as I have seen. Some other machines may have tools, and geometry H stands for the length of the tool. We have to enter the length of the tool here. For example, for T33, I have entered a length of 172.45. And for tool number 1, 234.7 mm. And geometry D stands for the diameter of the cutter. That means at T33, the diameter of the tool is measured to be 10.02 mm. So as regards to where H and where D, H stands for the error in the measurement of the length of the tool, and that has been given as minus 0.02. That means the effective length of the tool is 172.45, 0.02, and that comes over to 172.43. And particular calculation will be done by the computer, and accordingly 7.43 will be taken as effective tool compensation for tool is inserted into the spindle, and executing the cutting actions or 0.43 of length only will be assumed by the machine. Similarly, we have given the diameter to be 10.02. There is an error of minus 30 microns. So the effective diameter of the result diameter of the tool number 33 is minus 0.03. That comes out to 9.92. So the machine's value, and it will keep in its memory tool T33 is used for machining action. Okay. And here the machine magazine that consists of tool pockets accommodating 24 or 40 or 50 or 100, and the number of tools that can be accommodated by the machine is the customer's requirement and the manufacturer's facility, and the tool by that number for use. Okay, the tool after doing machining will be returned back to the magazine to its allotted tool pocket number only. For example, if you take out T33 from the magazine and insert into the spindle, after completing the machining activity, it will be returned back to T33 only, and it will not be insert it into other pockets because it is a computer. It will never commit any mistake. If any mistake takes place, if any mistake is committed, that will be merely due to the human. The machine will never go wrong. Assuming that it is in good condition and the programmer are in good healthy condition, like the work is clamped in a right way by aligning it parallel to the x and y axis, and there are no collision during rapid motion of the tool spindle, and there are no x, y, and z axis readings. And based on that, just studying all the details of how to do a part program. But practically certain problems, and we have to compensate them while working on the machine. Okay. Next, summary of tool registers. In the above register is allotted tool number 1, and it has a length of 234.7 mm. Is it? 34.7 mm here. Second column, first row. It is the length of the tool. And the diameter value is only milling cutters, because while doing milling operations, we will be milling various profiles depending on the drawing details, and we will be needing to give either in left side or right side. I shall a few more topics. So the data has to be given only for milling cutters, and drills, reamers, boring bars, all these tools never require cutter compensations. So cutter compensations are given only for milling cutters. So this is the fact that right hand and left hand compensations will be given for profile or contourations only. So the tool number is assumed to be an end mill which has a length of 1.5 mm. And as I have said earlier, of minus 0.02 has been given. Then the system will compute the length to be 172.45 minus 0.02, that is 172.43 mm, and the diameter to be 9.99 mm. So that's in the measurement of the tool lengths and diameters can be given against the respective tool numbers. So I assume that everybody have understood what I mean by the tool register, okay? The data given here. So this before doing the program on any machine, we have to educate the machine as we do with a small baby, because a baby doesn't know anything. We have to teach each small baby about what is what and how to do, how to talk, how to respond to the other external stimuli and everything. Similarly, we have to educate the CNC meter, and then only you can expect good results. In case of any data is not fed in any data that is necessary for it to perform the machining action, then it will be getting confused. So it will stop and display a message that something is missing or some parameter is missing. A relevant message will be displayed by the machine, and you have to check the program and do needful. Then only it will go ahead. Otherwise, it will come to a cease. Okay. So here, next, see here what happens. All the all drawings, the dimensions of various shapes, sizes, and everything will be pressed with reference to one particular point. Let us assume that a square is there of the square and the left hand face of the square. So the point of intersection between these two faces is the left bottom corner, So that point is called work origin, workpiece origin. There will be another origin on the machine that's called home position. That means you will be having 3 axes in the machine, X, Y, and basically. So the point of intersection of the axis in the machine is nothing but see, piece will be having one reference point on it, and all the dimensions of the workpiece will be given with reference to that point in engineering drawing. And we'll be doing part program with reference to that particular point only. That means we will be doing the part program with reference to a reference point on the workpiece. So we can directly take the dimensions specified in the engineering drawing and do them readily. But when we mount the workpiece on the work table of the machine does not know where the reference point on the workpiece is located, the reference to machine origin. So we have to measure the distances in x-axis, y-axis, and z-axis between x0 of the machine and x0 of workpiece. Similarly, y0 of machine and y0 of workpiece. And z0 and z0 are entered into the work offset registers. Here, you can enter in whichever number you prefer. If it is G54, it can be G55, 56, G57, G58, G59. Rapid movements, cutting actions, and F54 only. Because G54 is taken as the reference point in the part program if you go for G54. So the distance between in x-axis, y-axis, and z-axis are recorded or entered into the work offset register provided in the machine. These work offset registers will be available like offset registers. When you press, 3 screens will be there. One is for tool offset, another is for work offset, and the third one for graphical representation of these things will be displayed by the machine. In that area, you select one particular offset number. For example, for simplicity and convenience, let us select y dash and z dash, and these values can be paused. And with reference to this particular point, G54, our program will be written. So I show you in the part programs how we write that. So here what happens, I have clearly shown you this from G54 to G59, and these are 6 in number. Similarly, there are 48 more pages. That means 48 numbers. Probably we have 54 registers or addresses with reference to which we edit the part programs. Okay? So we have to see the tool and the location of reference point on the workpiece with reference to machine origin in the form of work offset registers. So you are giving all the necessary data. That's what we have to do before starting the execution of any program. Otherwise, everything will go wrong. Just take a look at this particular slide. We will go. So, next slide. Here, if the complex shaped component requires calculations to be performed, and the programmer communicates with this system through the system language, which is based on words, means here what happens, there will be various codes, G code, M code, T code, and our address, and some number following the address, the number as well as the address. These two things constitute one word. Okay. The minimum number of words and the maximum number of words in a line are restricted by system. That depends on which type of system it is called NC block. And all these systems, programmable machine controllers, in those languages which are not generally available to the software engineers. These are all various programming. There are various developed in the recent past, such as APT, automatically programmed to start, AutoSpot, Compact 2, 2CL, Romance, Split, and there are several other languages. And generally we're needing those languages. Once the system is, we have to get ourselves familiarized with a few codes that were put in the succeeding slides. Okay. So the codes which we enter into the part program will be compiled or translated into a language that can be understood by the system. And in those codes, give the detail to whether to put on the coolant or not, when the spindle should rotate and at what RPM, and whether the tool in a straight line or arc, it get back, and what depth must be milled by the cutter, and all. Yes. Okay. So here, NC programming is where asking data are and where the data are translated into a language which can be understood by the control system of the machine tool. Machine data will be like a machining sequence, classification of process, tool startup point, cutting depth, tool path, etc. Here, we are giving the limiter of the tool, and work offset also is given. That means reference point on the workpiece is given. If at all we forget to give of these data, the cutting tool will come and collide with the workpiece and accident takes place. So, editing a program, we should take care of all these parameters and assume that everything will be done safely without any collisions. Okay? And cutting conditions are RPM of the spindle and cutting feed rates and to be put on or off, and a selection of the cutting tools. For milling operations, we will be selecting cutter, T-max facing cutter for facing operation, and end mill cutter for profile milling operation, and for drill centering, we going for center drilling operation. Boring operation, we use boring tools, and in boring tools. Okay, and for internal threads, we will be using tabs. Like that, which cutting tools for which, all such things will be taken care by the programmer and the operator. So accordingly, we will tool magazine location and give the same location number while doing the part program. That's all. Okay. Here, a CNC program consists of blocks, words, and addresses. And I shall give you the details just to try to understand what definitions will be there in part programs. So number one is a block. A command went to the control unit. Okay. So word, a NC block, which is composed of one or more words. A word is composed of an identification letter and a series of numerals. For example, the command for feed rate is of 200 mm per minute. Yeah, 200. F stands for cutting feed, and 200 stands for 200 mm per minute in C. And for CNC turning center or turn mill centers, it is 200 mm per revolution. It is different. So the third one is address. The identification letter of at the beginning of each word is called address. For example, in F200, F is the address, and value of the cutting feed. Okay, here G codes are required to be confirmed to the Industries Association, and that is taken by the manufacturer. We don't have to worry about that. It is FANUC or Cinemeric or Hidden Hand, or there are 26 various PMCs available in this, and mostly industries in the entire world use either FANUC or Cinemeric. And FANUC system is considered to be the user. So most of the people prefer to use FANUC system. And we have been preferring we have system itself. Okay. So next slide. Here, the first block of the program will be the program number. I shall, before going, I just wanted to show you one more thing. 1 minute. See, here there are symbols. Somebody had unmuted their mic and it is noisy.
Clear, you can go on.
Okay. So here I have been a few most all the symbols and addresses used in NC files. Here, A stands for rotary axis about axis. How sets of axis coordinate systems, Cartesian coordinate system. We have x-axis, y-axis, z-axis. Similarly, U, V, W, A, B, C. X, Y, Z and U, V, W are linear axis. A, B, and C are the rotary axis, which rotate about effectively. So totally out of 26 alphabet, we have already used 9 letters. So the one is D, diameter of the. Here, previously we have seen in the tool offset register and the geometry, the diameter of the tool entered in the offset register number D dash dash. That means 33. The length of the tool 33 is represented by H33 and the diameter of the tool is represented by D33. So as and when the PMC will search the value entered in D33 register and consider that while executing condition as programmed by us. Okay, and letter E doesn't have any interpretation for that. In olden days, it was there, but that has been removed from the list. And letter F, cutting feed in millimeters per minute for CNC machining centers and millimeters per CNC lathes. G, it is called a preparatory function. That means G stands for geometry. Remember like that. So, finding the geometry of workpieces, we give G codes. Okay, G codes are preparatory functions. Next letter is H. H stands for tool length compensation. As we have been the length of the tool compensation, tool offset register. For tool 33, I have given some dimension in 33. Okay. Whenever we use tool, we give a tool length compensation code with reference to H33. Okay. As long as 33 is in cutting action or in work area, H33 will be kept in mind. And 33 also will be kept in mind by the CNC machine. With reference to those two things, all the movements are executed, whether it be cutting or idle strokes. Will be executed with reference to the tool and diameter of the tool as fed by us. So, I, J, and K, these three are sets along x-axis, y-axis, and z-axis respectively. So here, I stands for some particular interpretation parameter. I shall explain you afterwards. But the symbols resemble XYZ, you have A, B, C, I. All these are will be in a lying. All these symbols will a particular pattern. If you just remember that, you can easily recall those parameters as and when you need them. Okay. So L stands for functions in Cantor cycles. See, Cantor cycles are inbuilt programs of the CNC. Without these programs, the lines that we have got to do edit will be very large, and most of the memory will be eaten by a single program. So these inbuilt programs will simplify the method of input data. The data that will be inputting will be entering into the CNC program. So M stands for miscellaneous. Previously, across G, preparatory function, that stands for geometry of workpiece. Whereas M stands for our convenience, we can assume that as memory, mission. Mission. M stands for mission. That means coolant off, coolant, door close, door open, tool change, spindle orientation, and there are several other parameters that have to be biased. All these parameters are confined only to the machine, not to the geometry of. So whatever parameters that your workpiece, all such things will be coded in preparatory functions, that is G0, G03, something like that. Like that, we will be having G0 to G99 codes. Totally 100 codes will be there in G codes. Similarly, more codes will be there, but we don't have to mug up all these 200 codes. We will be very frequently coming across only 30 or 40 functions in G code, another 15 to 20 values in M codes. Once we remember and go on practicing these codes for our programs, automatically you can just do the program readily without writing the program on a pen and paper, on a logbook or something. Okay. So these miscellaneous functions are used to control the machine functions. So these are called miscellaneous functions. And one is N, which stands for NC block number. NC block number means each line in the part program is called NC block. Okay. And there will be a gathering of 2 or 3 letters, 1 or 2 letters, and 1 letter and numerals after the address. So there will be one address and some number following the address. All these be there in the each set of address and number is taken as a word, and there will be a minimum of words in each line. And this entire line will be followed by semicolon, which represents the end of the line or end of the NC numeric code block. Okay. So N stands for numeric block or each program. Next slide. O stands for main program number. In CNC systems, we will be having several programs meant for various components that we will be manufacturing on CNC machines. So for each, we have to open a separate main program. And each main program will be having one number like 1234 or 0355 or 5501, something like that. So we have to maintain a logbook and main program number and the drawing number of the component for which that program stands for. And once you enter the drawing number in the line of this program, 01234, you can directly press directory dir plus key on the machine in each main program number. Okay. And the next symbol is P, which represents subprogram number. Even subprogram numbers also will be expressed as O2315 or O134, the way in which main program numbers have been expressed. Okay, there is no difference between program numbers for subprograms and main. And next, Q, packing depth in canned cycles. See, there will be canned cycles are used for performing drilling operations or boring operations, and in drilling operations, tapping operations also are performed in canned. In boring operations, we will be having precision boring cycles, and in drilling operations, the depth of the drill will vary from hole to hole. If the depth of the hole is around 150 mm, and if you start drilling the hole with the drill bit to the full depth, the drill will get jammed in the hole and it will break. So, for drilling holes depth greater than 4 times the diameter of the drill, I shall give you these details in the later stages. So, for each type of drilling process, there will be a different cycle. And all such cycles are called canned cycles. And in those canned cycles, the drilling action of deeper holes will be done in peck drilling cycle. And this peck drilling cycle, we will be specifying how much of depth can be taken in each stroke of the cutting action. So if you have a 150 mm depth, you will be taken as in stages. So in the first stage, it will go to 10 mm. And in the second stage, from 10 mm to 20 mm, the drill will start drilling the operation. Like it will be drilling the hole to its full depth in 15 different increments. That increment is called depth. That is represented by Q. And this peck drilling cycle word is derived from woodpecker, Vadrangi pitta in Telugu. This woodpecker, it will start digging holes on the barks of trees, but the full depth of the hole cannot be drilled by the beaker of that woodpecker. It will be doing that in different increments. So, pecking word is used just to keep the bird woodpecker. Okay? And S stands for RPM of the spindle, revolutions per minute of the spindle. T stands for tool number, tool designation or tool name, T12, T1, T40, T39 like that. So, as I have said earlier, PW are the extension of x-axis, y-axis and z-axis. There will be telescopic arrangement in the machines, especially for heavy machines, which be 5 to 6 meters in stroke in each axis. Okay? And all of you know that in Cartesian coordinate system, you will be having 3 axes, X, Y and Z. So except letter E in English alphabet, all the 25 letters are used to represent some aspect which is used in part programs of CNC machines. Okay? Just to go through the slide, I shall switch over to the next one within another 1 or 2 minutes. If you have any doubts, just make a note of it. I shall allot another 10 or 15 minutes in the last end of the class, and I shall clarify. At that time, I would have to minimize the screen so that I can go through the messages if anybody sends me.
Sir, we are nearly going to meet up here today and take
Okay.
we can start clearing it out.
Okay, right. Chat. Mr. Pradeep, I would have missed about R, but R is used for representing reference level on the workplaces. I shall see that it is included in this slide. I shall get it corrected. Okay. R also is used.
Any more queries you can ask now, everyone, please. The current document will be shared, that's not an issue, okay? Thank you.
Yes. Okay. Basavaraju Mallappa, you have been asking about what skills do you think CNC programmers need to be successful? Once anybody, any operator knows what is milling process, what is drilling, what is boring, what is reaming, what is tapping, for performing these operations, what reference points do you require? How much RPM should we use? See, whatever data that is concerned to the cutting action of workpieces, all such data must be known to us. Then we can go for centers. And before operating or doing any program, we should always keep in mind that the tool movements are executed safe, in safest condition. Otherwise, you cannot suddenly stop the machine at once, other than pressing the emergency. Once you press the emergency, the entire reference points will be disturbed, and again you have to release it a original home position and execute the actions. Okay. Once you are familiar with conventional machines, operating the conventional machine, it is very comfortable. It will be very comfortable to us to operate a CNC machine once we know how to do it and what are the cutting tools that we should use for which operation, what are the RPMs, cutting feeds, how to mount the workpiece, how to align it, taking the picking up the reference points on the workpiece, and all such things. Once we just understand all the slides in this part in this course, you can conclude by yourself. Which is, if you have any doubts at the end of the program, I shall clarify once again. No problem. Okay. Mr. Pradeep, R is there. It represents a reference point, reference level in the part programs. Get it included. Today I shall correct the slide. I would have been missing that. Any more doubts? See, Mr. Suryan and Venu, you have been asking about how machines are there. See, in CNC machines, there are two different models, which are machining centers and turning centers. Turning centers stand for CNC lathes, and in CNC lathes, a special facility has been provided such that you can carry out operations also. If at all such a facility is there, then the machine is called a turn mill center. Okay? Turning centers and turn mill centers. There are two types of machines as regards to the turning operations or lathes. And in machining centers, you will vertical machining centers and horizontal machining centers. Okay? And in these, whether it is vertical or horizontal, there will be a special axis which can rotate about X, Y, and Z. Such a is called a 5-axis machine or 9-axis machine, like that. As the number of axes increase in machining center, you will call that machine by so many numbered access machine, 5-axis machine, 9-axis machine, 6-axis machine, like that. And all such a higher number of axes are used for manufacture of turbine blades, the profile of which will be in 3-dimensional space. For the manufacture of general engineering components, we will be needing the basic machine which will be having X, Y, and Z, and one more axis, that is B axis. That's all. Okay? Any more doubts?
Yeah, resource file for today's class is shared in the WhatsApp.
What kind of PC is the minimum hardware requirement for operating this VNC program? Here, Mr. Harin Kumar, Bandavaram. See, PC, personal computers, we generally require PCs for loading CAM software, doing these programs, and the programs prepared on, edited on CAM software can be transmitted to the machine online. For CNC machines, you will not be using a separate PC for that. The computer will be there in the machine itself. Okay? Matter of CNC machine will provide all the necessary software and hardware within the machine, and he will provide you one panel. Just by operating that panel and controlling various selector keys, soft keys, and such things, you can just switch out to doing the program and operating the machine. You will not be needing a separate PC for that. Okay? What is meant by calendar cycle? See, we have not yet started the G codes. Once we start studying each G code in detail, you will be understanding what is a calendar cycle. I have not explained so far. I shall explain you in the later stages. Okay, Mr. Kumar? Any more? Right.
Any more doubts? Can we conclude for the day? Please let us know in the...
Okay, in that case, if few people had any doubts, if anybody had any doubts, even if it is concerned to the previous slides or previous classes, you can just ask me during the time of course. I shall clarify. Okay?
Thank you, sir. Thank you, everyone. We have done for the second day. Thank you. End of. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and thank you, everybody. Good night.